been about 2 months since I've posted a video. Can't judge me. Doing YouTube is kind of like doing a business all on its own. It's just a process. Anyways, I'm here. Definitely going to continue my videos. I'm now settled in the Canadian Rockies. As many of you know, I made the move out here, which is pretty exciting. It's a beautiful place. And yes, so for my first video, I thought it would be really cool to tell you about my first time photographing the Northern Lights, because that is just what happened. It was on November 4th. I'm sure many of you know, if you live in North America or even all over the world, this was being seen even over in New Zealand, that there was this crazy Northern Light storm. It's probably called something else. There's probably a lot of proper information about this, but all I know is that it was really intense all night long and got to see all the colors of the Northern Lights, which was really cool. So my experience with photographing them, it happened on November 4th. That is when the solar storm happened. I don't even know if it's called a solar storm. I'm just going to call it that. But anyways, that is when it happened. It was, I think it started going off around 12 midnight and it went all the way until sunrise, which is wild. And I have something to say about that as well. Anyways, a few days before that on the weekend, some girls and I, some other photographers all made a girls trip. We were all meeting up in Banff to go out and photograph astro, and then we learned that there was going to be a crazy Northern Lights show. That was October 31st. Anyways, it didn't end up happening. There was no Northern Lights, but we shot some astro, which was really cool, and I think astro is just absolutely beautiful. Anyways, the next day the girls went home, and since I live here, I obviously stayed because I now live here, which is exciting. And it was a couple days after that that the actual crazy light show ended up happening, and there was so much hype for the first one, and when it didn't happen for this one, everybody was like, don't believe it. And I think everybody just went to bed and no one got up to photograph the show. Only a few were out for it, as far as I know. So my experience was, I actually just get up really early as it is. Like, I'm a 4 to 5 a.m. riser, so I got up at around 4:30, checked my phone, kind of the usual stuff, and I had a message from a friend that lives here, and his name is Adam. I'm actually going to link his YouTube channel because he has a YouTube channel as well. Very nice guy. He sent me a message and just said that the Northern Lights were going off, and I was like, where are you? Just kind of had a conversation back and forth like that, and he just kept saying, I think that it was really strong right now, so maybe you want to get out of there and photograph them. Anyways, so I decided, okay, I'm going out for sunrise. So about 5 a.m. I decided to make the journey to just go out a little bit before and see what I could do. If there was no lights, my plan was to just shoot the stars, because I have really been enjoying that. So I went to Vermilion Lakes. You all know Vermilion Lakes, Mount Rundle, very famous. There was no lights there. You couldn't see them at that time, but you could earlier in the night. But there was definitely some stars that were absolutely beautiful. So I spent a little bit of time there, maybe like 15 minutes, just photographing the stars, again, which I love. And then I looked behind me and I could see the lights going off. It was more like white and pink at this time. I could see them, could see the direction that they were, and I knew a spot to go to where it basically would face straight in that direction. So I went to this next location, which is a touristy location. It's not like no one knows where it is. It's right by the road and there's a parking lot. Another reason why I went there is because I'm afraid of the dark and I wanted to be somewhere close where I could get to my vehicle. Anyways, it's called Cascade Ponds. It usually has a really calm little pond there. This is another reason why I went there, because I knew I wanted to get the reflection. So it was pretty much perfect. The way that I set up to shoot was looking down these two sort of mountain ranges. They kind of met like this, and the lights were just going off right there for hours. I was out there for a few hours, probably a good 2, maybe 2 or 3, till whenever after sunrise, and sunrise wasn't at the time until about 8:30. So I did have a plan when I went into shooting these Northern Lights. I knew I wanted to do a self-portrait. The problem is I've never done a self-portrait in the dark. Getting the shot of the Northern Lights was easy enough. I kept my ISO basically as low as I could, and I was shooting them at 2.8, and my shutter speed, I just played around, just kind of like long exposure, get different streaks, see what happens, see the different colors that comes out. Really was just trial and error for me, since that was my first time. But you can let me know in the comments how I did, or any tips and tricks for photographing the night sky. I would really appreciate it. Anyways, I got some shots that I was happy with, and then I decided I wanted to do the self-portrait part. So the problem was, was that I didn't have anything to light myself with, because I don't even know where my headlamp is at this point, because I just moved. Everything's packed. So I didn't have a headlamp. I didn't even have like a flashlight or anything. And I knew I needed to get some light on me, because I was going to wear a dress and I didn't want to have like a silhouette. I could have just done a silhouette and that would have been fine. But if I'm wearing a dress, I find it looks funny. If you can't see the dress, the subject or whatever just kind of looks like a black blob. You have to, if you're doing silhouette, you have to see like in between the legs and the arms. So you stand like that when you're doing self-portraits. Anyways, so I got the idea. Well, you know what? My vehicle is right there. It's pointing in this direction. Let me just use that to light myself up. And it actually worked. I wished I would have spent a bit more time doing it, because I didn't actually get the shot that I had wanted, but moving forward, I would do this again if I was in a pinch. Anyways, there was a few where I was able to fully light myself, and I had my jacket on. So the one that I would have used, yeah, I had my jacket on, and the other ones didn't really work out because they weren't in focus. I don't know, I messed up somehow. But anyway, so I tried with that, and if I could have blended it together, it probably would have been a really cool shot. Then my next alternative to having light on me was to wait maybe 30 minutes longer for the sun to start coming up and just getting that natural light. So that's basically what I ended up doing. Just waited, kept my camera in the same spot and waited for a little bit more light from the sun, and then that's when I took the shot where you could see me, and then I blended the two together. When I say blend, I basically just take myself from one of the shots and I put it in the other one. It's a composite. I leave the tripod in the exact same spot, so I have the exact same shots, and I just put them together. It is really super simple. So yeah, this shot actually ended up working out for me. I'm happy that I got a self-portrait, because I think that puts like my own twist on things and maybe sets it apart and makes it a little bit different, especially in a dress. The water was really, well, it was cold, but it was warmer than what you would think it would be at this time of the year. So that was good for me, pleasant. It made it easier to photograph it. And then after that, which was absolutely a shock, and I feel so lucky that I got to experience this. Basically, I was photographing the northern lights in one direction, and then the sun was coming up in the other direction, and this crazy sunrise started to appear. So it was like the northern lights were just fading out because the sun was washing them out, but this intense color was happening. I've never been in a situation like that. I've never experienced something like that. It's definitely something I will not forget about. Like, wow. All I had to do was just move my camera over, and I had two extreme conditions. I feel really, really lucky, and just, it was good. It was awesome. I'm so, so happy that I went out that morning to go and photograph this. Again, I feel very, very lucky. I know a lot of people are pretty upset that they missed this, and I feel for you guys, but just remember that we all kind of have our turns of when we get these crazy conditions, and yeah, there's going to be plenty more opportunities to see the northern lights again and photograph them. As always, I'm going to share some images with you at the end of the video that I have been shooting over the last little bit. A lot of them are at actually Bow Lake, because I've been going up there quite a bit and I absolutely love it up there. And I hope that you guys are all doing well. Please subscribe if you like this video. I teach on here, I show you behind the scenes, all that fun stuff. I just want to help you guys get better with your photography, and if showing you what I do does just that, then we are on a good track. So please like this video if you do like it, and subscribe. Thumbs up and subscribe. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Always says, hey, bye.